In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. My dear students in grade 8, we are going to talk about Unit 5. As we said before, Unit 5 is about incredible places and impressive places, beautiful places. Let's start by this opener. Who can solve the puzzle? What room can no one enter? What room can no one enter? Yes, good. Mushroom. Mushroom. Yes, good, excellent. Who can answer this question? What is your favorite place that you would like to visit? Why? What is your favorite place that you would like to visit? Why? I'd like to visit the Holy Mosque in Mecca. I'd like to visit the Holy Mosque in Mecca. Good, excellent. Because it is a sacred place, a sacred place. Yes, now open your student's book, page 42. Now we are going to study grammar. Yes, we are talking about comparative and superlative adjectives. Comparative and superlative adjectives. To compare people, things, animals, we use the comparative. We use comparative between people, things, animals. We use the comparative. Claudia is older than Paul. To describe the extreme quality of one thing in a group of things, we use a superlative. Superlative between more than two things or persons. Claudia is the oldest from the class. Claudia is the oldest from the class. To express the highest degree of equality. To express the highest degree of equality. Yes. Comparative, superlative. Comparative, superlative. Comparative between two things. Superlative between more than two things or persons. Comparative, comparison between two things. Preceded by, then. Formed by adding er, ier, or more. While superlative, comparison between three or more things. Preceded by the. Preceded by the. What else? Formed by adding est, iest, or most. Here are some examples. Big. This country is big. Bigger, the biggest. Bigger, the biggest. Big, we double the last letter because it is preceded by a vowel sound. Bigger, the biggest. Wide, wider, the widest. Wider, the widest. Grammar in a context, comparative and superlative. Comparative, superlative. Comparative, superlative. Tall. When we make comparative, taller. Superlative, the tallest. Short, shorter. The shortest. Nice, nicer. The nicest. Big, bigger. Comparative. The biggest, the biggest. Hot, hotter. The hottest. Funny, funnier. The funniest. Expensive, expensive. More expensive. When we make comparative, we can say more expensive than. When we want to make a superlative, the most expensive. The most expensive. The word interesting. When we want to make comparative, we can say more interesting. When we want to make a superlative, we can say the most interesting. Irregular adjectives. Irregular adjectives. Good. Comparative and superlative. Irregulars, yes. Good, bad, many, much, far. Good, we can say Peter, the beast. Good. Ahmed is good. Ahmed is good. Ahmed is better than Ali. Ahmed is better than Ali. Ahmed is the best one in the class. Bad, we can say worse, the worst. Bad, worse, the worst. Many, we can say more, the most. Much, we can say more, the most. Far, we can say farther, the farthest. Further, the farthest. Comparative and superlative, we can use these words. Cheap, we can say cheaper than, the cheapest. Expensive, more expensive than, the most expensive. Number one, picture one, cheap. Compare between two things, we can say cheaper. When we want to compare between more than one, we can say the cheapest. Expensive, more expensive, the most expensive. Expensive, one, more than one, we can say two, we can say more expensive than. We can say the bike is expensive. The bike is expensive. If you want to compare between a motorcycle and the bike, we can say the motorcycle is more expensive than the bike. If you want to compare between three things, we can say the car is the most expensive. The most expensive. Expensive, more expensive, the most expensive. This one costs 50. This one costs 100. This skirt is 120. This skirt is expensive. Second is more expensive than the first one. The last one is the most expensive. The last skirt is the most expensive one. Yes, good. In pairs, complete the following sentence with comparatives or superlatives. Luxor, number one. Luxor is one of the places mentioned in the article old. Number two, Souq al-Mubarakiyya is space than the sea of stars for shoppers. Use good. Number three, some people think that going to the beach is space visiting historical sites. Use interesting. I give you time to answer this question. Yes? Who can? Yes, number one. Luxor is one of the, yes, good, excellent, the oldest places mentioned in the articles. Yes, number two. Souq al-Mubarakiyya is what? Good. Yes, if you want to make a comparative from this adjective, we can say better. Souq al-Mubarakiyya is better than the sea of stars for shoppers. Yes, number three. Some people think that going to the beach is space visiting historical sites. Interesting. Who can use interesting? Yes, good, excellent. More interesting than. More interesting than. Which country has this flag? Yes, which country has this flag? Yes, good, excellent. China. Which country has this flag? Great Britain. Great Britain. England. Read the information and make sentence about three countries. Use the words in the box. Use the words in the box. Look at this chart and make sentence about these three countries. You can use large, small, big, hot, cold. I'll give you time to make sentence. Read your answers. Who can? Britain is larger than Kuwait. Britain is larger than Kuwait. China is the largest area. You can look at these numbers. Britain is larger than Kuwait. China is the largest area. Yes. Britain is smaller than China. Is smaller than China. Kuwait is the smallest area. Kuwait is the smallest area. What about population? About population, the population of Britain is larger than that of Kuwait. The population of Britain is larger than that of Kuwait. The population of China is the largest. The population of China is the largest one. The population of Britain is smaller than that of China. The population of Kuwait is the smallest one. Good, excellent. What about hottest months of these countries? Yes, who can? Yes, good. China is hotter than Britain. What about Kuwait? Kuwait is the hottest area. Kuwait is the hottest area of the three countries. What about cold months? Britain is colder than Kuwait. Britain is colder than Kuwait. China is the coldest area. China is the coldest area of these countries. Search the net or books for amazing places around the world and tell your class about them. You can prepare a presentation or you can bring pictures. Yes, at the end of our lesson, read the information and make sentence about the boys. Use the words in the box. It is a homework for you. You can do at home. Compare between Tom, Jenny, Adam, Diana. Compare about age, compare about weight, compare about height. Between what? Between Tom, Jenny, Adam, Diana. It is homework for you at the end of our lesson today. Thank you and goodbye.